Hello, this is Cynthia Sue Larson with RealityShifters.com, and today I'm here to talk to you about finding and developing your gifts. And that's a favorite subject of mine because I'm a spiritual life coach and I love working with people to help them discover what's uniquely inside them. And I was thinking about this recently when I watched the movie X-Men First Class, which is actually surprisingly good as a science fiction and fantasy story. And what I really love about it is in the story, one of the main characters looks for a whole bunch of other people that he suspects are like him, that have amazing gifts, that have evolved beyond what ordinary humans normally have the powers and abilities to do. So in the movie, for example, these characters have special skills for flying and for telepathy and all kinds of things. In real life, when a survey was conducted a couple of years ago to find out what sort of superpowers people would most love to have, I was surprised to hear that they would love to have telepathy, which is something that's pretty much within the realm of possibility. Another very strong favorite that tied with telepathy was time travel. And both of these things I've personally witnessed in my life, so it seems like in the sense of humans evolving, it's already happening, and those exciting times are right here, right now with us. So what do we do when we want to develop and find what our skills and abilities and gifts are? One of the first things we can do is acknowledge what we know to be true about ourselves that perhaps we haven't fully admitted to the world. And it might be something such as telepathy, for example, where you certainly feel like you know a lot more about what's going on than anybody's ever told you. So how do you develop a gift like that? This is something you can do on the internet nowadays. You can look things up and see if there's any information, articles, such as some of the articles that I've published on the Reality Shifters site over the years, and then YouTube videos like this one. So you're off to a good start just checking the resources available to you to see what can you do to develop those gifts. And then once you've delved into it a little bit and have explored how you can get better at doing what you're doing, maybe working with a coach, you've gotten to a point where you need to bring those gifts out into the world and share them for the greatest satisfaction with what you're doing. And I've got some amazing books to recommend this month because you know I love reading books, and I especially love books that set a good example. These are two books. This first one is basically autobiographical stories from a lovely Scottish lady, Joan Charles, and this book is called An Angel Walked Beside Me. And Joan is uniquely gifted in the ability to talk to or communicate with those who've passed on, as well as those who are here with us, but maybe not with us physically right here, right now. And so she's got some incredible stories about little girls that have invisible friends, thus the angel, a mother being saved from a life-threatening illness from getting a message. More stories than I could possibly describe here right now, but I highly recommend that you read this lovely little book. And the other reason that I really recommend it is because of Joan Charles herself, and I consider her to be one of the people who definitely is living her life according to her gifts and really sharing them with the world, so you can get a sense of what that feels like when a woman starts noticing that she's got some special abilities and brings them out. Another excellent example of this is Shaman Stone Soup, and this is by a lovely woman named Elizabeth Herrera. She is a shaman, and that's another path that you might want to explore. It's a very traditional indigenous path, but something that a lot of more so-called civilized people are not so familiar with. And Elizabeth is fabulous because she takes the fear element out of shamanism and really talks about everything in such a matter-of-fact way. I especially love the messages from Spirit that she has at the end of each chapter. This is something I like to do with my clients as well, so I'm very familiar with that approach, and I like it very much. So until next time, this is Cynthia Sue Larson reminding you to keep asking, how good can it get? And think about how you can apply that to your gifts. Take care.